Hey friends, this is the hymn of the day for March 31st. Today we'll be looking at the devotional Simple Gifts, and the resource we're using is Christ in Our Home. So the readings that we have to go along with this today are the Ephesians text, Psalm 143, and the 2 Kings. Just to get the 2 Kings out of the way first, the initial tie here is especially the Elisha reviving the Shunammite's son, which definitely ties very strongly to yesterday's Paul and the Acts text and 1 Kings, which all then parallels to the Lazarus text from last Sunday. So then when we move on to the next part, which is really tying into, at least strongly for the devotional for me today, is the Ephesians text. And that is, even though we are dead in sin, we are saved by God's grace. Now I know for me personally, and probably for many of you as Lutherans, this text about grace and that our works really not adding up to anything when it comes to the grace that we were given is only by God's grace that we are saved is huge. One thing I also love about this Ephesians text is in one of our parts of liturgy when we're doing the confession and forgiveness, the absolution, this text is usually the basis of all the absolutions or forgivenesses that the pastor speaks. So I really love getting to make those connections of, oh goodness, this is exactly where that piece of the liturgy or our worship came from Scripture. So that makes me super excited when I get to see that. Then of course we have the Psalm 143, which we actually sang yesterday, and we definitely had it from the pleading lens of those wanting the people around us to be revived, which happened through Paul and through Elijah yesterday. Today I think what's fun about it though is we're really doing the pleading as if we are the ones asking for confession. So when I think of worship formatting, it'd be really fun if we did a worship to have a confession written up based on this text from Psalm 143 and then having a pastor reading the Ephesians text. Really fun thinking about how these two pieces could actually in themselves be liturgy. And yeah, that's one of my favorite things. And since we're really talking about this grace thing element, I wanted to pick a song based on grace. As we know, there are many great songs on this, and with this content, I'm really hoping to explore some new songs. So, as you've known, we've done a piece from Psalms for All Seasons, also from the LBW. So today we'll be going off of a new hymn, ELW 598, For By Grace You Have Been Saved. This Finnish hymn is actually composed by a 20th century composer, Kari Tikka, who is Finnish. And a really awesome piece about this is this was featured in an opera he composed. And this is actually a song that Luther sings in that opera. Below in the description, I've actually placed a link so you can watch the segment of the opera where Luther is singing this amongst a really beautiful symphony. So just wanted to let you also get to hear that. One thing that's also very fun about this piece, especially with the substantialness of this text, is it covers 3 different key centers. So most hymns will usually be in one key, so if it's in D major, it stays through that the whole song. But this song moves from D major all the way to E minor, and then near the end, it then also moves to B minor, which when I think about these many keys that we cover with all the modulations, it really helps me think about the journey that we go through in our faith, and especially at this time, and with the timing that we're in this journey theme during Lent. So when I think about this journey in our lives and the grace that we get, I don't know, it just adds for a very dramatic setting to this text. So, and especially with this song, there are 3 verses. When I think about a worship implementation of this, it really gets me excited thinking about the first verse is really something being spoken to us as a congregation, as a family. The second one is really God speaking to us. And the third one is, in a sense, we are responding to this text. So if I was going to do this in a worship setting, maybe have a song leader or the pastor sing the first verse, have maybe the pastor sing, or someone who's not seen in a microphone maybe behind the congregation sing the God segment, and then we all come in response to this great text as a whole congregation singing this third verse. So I hope you enjoyed this brand new hymn, at least to me, and hopefully for you as well. For by grace you have been saved. I'll play the entirety of the song as an intro, and I'll help cue in those 3 verses.